What's going on, guys? Krusty K's here from the Go Boys Network, coming to you with the MLB slate preview for September 18th. Before we hop into this one, I remind you guys you can get all these odds at FanDuel Sportsbook. Let's not waste any more time, though. Let's jump right into this slate. First one here, we got the Oakland Athletics taking on the Cubs. Brady Basso versus Justin Steele. I mean, it's really simple for me here. This Oakland team just kind of really turning into the fade team that we always expected them to be, and kind of, used to attack for a while until they kind of got hot for a bit there, and we didn't really have a choice but to kind of either back them or avoid them. They really reverted back to the stuff that, I love to see. So for me here, Cubs on the money line, minus 150. It's a little juicy, but in my opinion, with Justin Steele on the mound, it's a great price, and I'm all in on the Cubs at home with Justin Steele. If you talk to some people, they'll tell you day game Justin Steele is arguably the best Justin Steele, and I tend to agree. So I think he deals here. I think this Cubs team picks up a big win. I guess a win. Can't really call it a big win for a team that, in my opinion, although they're in the wild card race, I don't really see any chance of them actually getting in. So Cubs pick up a win. Maybe makes them feel like they still have a chance here. Whatever it may be, Justin Steele is going to deal. Our next one, the Arizona Diamondbacks taking on the Colorado Rockies. Eduardo Rodriguez versus Austin Gomber. I just love the over. Total's 11.5. You got two guys on the mound who I love to fade with every fiber of my being, and we're going to see runs here. Diamondbacks are going to score. Rockies are going to score. This thing is going to soar over this 11.5 number. Give me runs. Give me offense. Our next one, the Chicago White Sox taking on the Angels. White Sox have yet to announce a starter. Angels rolling out Chanowitz, I believe it is. This one's tough for me because without having a starter for the White Sox, I really don't know where I want to go here. So I'll skip it for now. I'll come back to it. Drop it in the comments for you guys once we get a starter. Our next one, the Giants taking on the Orioles. Hayden Birdsong versus Dean Kramer. It's going to be Baltimore on the money line for me here. It's minus 180, so obviously pair it with something else. They got embarrassed by the Giants in the first game of the series. I believe it's 10-0 right now as I'm recording this. Just getting absolutely shellacked. So, like them to bounce back here. I think Birdsong, while I do love him, I love his stuff, he's a guy who struggles with his command. And against this Orioles team, if you're putting guys on base, typically you're going to find yourself in trouble. I think that ends up being the case here for Birdsong. So, give me the Orioles on the money line. I will have a parlay piece for that later. Our next one, the Atlanta Braves taking on the Cincinnati Reds. Spencer Schwellenbach versus Jacob Junis. So, for me here, I love Schwellenbach. I love his ability to generate whiffs, and I think he deals against this Reds team. Minus 155 on the money line, obviously a bit juicy, but that's where we're going to go. If you want to pair it with the Orioles, I think that's a great two-piece. Definitely going to be plus money. Really just think Schwellenbach here kind of has his way against a Reds team that has really been bothered by inconsistency all season, and we continue to see that here. The K rate's starting to creep back up a bit, too, for the entire team. So just a great spot for Schwellenbach to really pitch well. On the other side, Jacob Junis, he didn't look terrible in his first spot start for this team, but against this Braves team, I don't know. I can't get behind it. So for me here, give me the Braves on the money line. Hey guys, I just want to give a quick reminder that new users can bet $5 at FanDuel on any of the bets in this video and win $150 in bonus bets if the bet wins. Now let's get back to the bets. Our next one, the Houston Astros taking on the San Diego Padres. Framber Valdez versus Dylan Cease. Cease had a much-needed bounce-back start in his last outing. I'd like to see that continue here. You get the Padres at a minus 110 on the money line. Framber getting a bit of respect here on the road. For me, it's not warranted, though. Give me the Padres on the money line. I like Cease to continue to kind of find his groove again. Think he can against an Astros team who's been swinging early. One of the lowest pitch per plate appearances in all of baseball. So think Cease does pitch deep into this one. Wouldn't be surprised if he gives his boys 7 here. Just like the Padres to get a win. I think Framber struggles. This is a Padres team who's locked in right now, trying to make some noise. I believe they are like 3 or 4 games up in the wild card, so pretty close to secure in that spot. But obviously, you don't want to lose. You don't want to give teams any chance of overtaking you there. So give me the Padres on the money line. I think they keep it rolling. Our next one, the Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the Marlins. Landon Knack versus Ryan Weathers. If you watch the Dodgers game today, it was a bit of a home run derby, which I loved the over in that game. If you talk to me in the Discord, I literally preach about how many runs I was expecting to see in that game, and it came to fruition. And oddly enough, I love the over in this one too. So right back to it, the over 8.5 here. I think Weathers gets shellacked. I think Landon Knack is a turkey tosser. For me here, I think we see runs. This Miami team sneakily, in fact, over the last 2 weeks is crushing right-handed pitching. So for me here, I just love the over. I love more runs. Our next one, the Minnesota Twins taking on the Cleveland Guardians. Bailey Ober versus Tanner Bybee. So this is a pretty interesting one here. Obviously, these two teams fighting for the division, wild card, basic playoff positioning, essentially. I like the Guardians, though. I like them at a -120 on the money line. They did lose game 1 of the series. Like them to bounce back here. Bybee's a guy who I love to back. He's burned me a couple times, but for the most part, he has cash for us. I think he cashes here. This is a spot where this Guardians team, obviously looking to pick up a win, not looking to lose back-to-back games to the Twins. I think Bybee gives us a solid 5, potentially 6, and they turn over to that bullpen who we all know is, held down by Emmanuel Clase, the best closer of baseball, without question. So give me the Guardians here to pick up a much-needed win. Our next one, the Boston Red Sox taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. Cooper Criswell versus Ryan Pepiot. I could not hate a game more than I hate this game. I like Ryan Pepiot to an extent. I think he pitches well in this game. I normally like to fade Cooper Criswell, but I really don't know if he can against this Tampa Bay team. Total sitting at 7.5 for me. I like the under. It's a gross play, but I really just don't trust either of these offenses. Tampa Bay did get it going a bit against Pivetta, but I really think they struggle this matchup with Criswell, and I really think Pepiot pitches well. So give me the under 7.5 here. Like I said, it's a gross play, but I really just don't think we see many runs in this one. Our next one, the Washington Nationals taking on the New York Mets. DJ Herz versus Jose Quintana. Tricky matchup here. DJ Herz, the guy I definitely have loved to back, but really hasn't been that good, especially in the early innings of games. So for me here, I like the Mets on the first 5 -0.5. It's more of just a fade of Herz early in games, and I think Quintana pitched really well against the Nationals team, who, they're brought up a lot of their young guys, and it's exciting, I guess. But for me, it doesn't move the needle for me in terms of backing that team. They're a team that's really not playing for anything right now, just really letting their young guys get ABs, and that's great. But I think the Mets, obviously fighting for something here. Think they need Quintana to go out and deal, and I think he does just that. So give me the Mets -0.5 a run in the first 5. Our next one, the Detroit Tigers taking on the Kansas City Royals. Tariq Skubal versus Alec Marsh. Really simple here. It's Tariq Skubal day. Tigers in the first 5, money line. We're not going to complicate this. We've played this, I think, pretty much every Skubal start, and we've probably cashed almost every one, I would say. I could go back and look to confirm, but I remember maybe 1 or 2 that we've lost. This has been an extremely profitable play for us, and we're going right back to the well here. Obviously facing a Royals team that he's very familiar with. I believe they actually did get to him a bit the last time he saw them, and actually could have been one of the ones that we lost. But like him to continue to pitch well here as he locks up this AL Cy Young. Alec Marsh, certified turkey tosser extraordinaire. I am sure he will go a few runs for us here. Definitely get across the finish line for this first 5. Our next one, the Philadelphia Phillies taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. Aaron Nola versus Freddie Peralta. For me here, I usually love to back Freddie, and it's definitely where I looked initially when I saw this game because he's at home. But ultimately, I settled on the Phillies here. Freddie just hasn't been the same Freddie that we've seen in years past, and I think he struggles in this spot. Command obviously is always an issue. It's been just as big an issue this season. Fastball not nearly as good, not missing nearly as many bats, and for that reason, this Phillies team scorching hot versus righties. I think they pick up a win here. Getting the Phillies at plus money even on the road just feels like an absolute steal. So give me the Phillies on the money line. Our next one, the Pittsburgh Pirates taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. Pittsburgh, I believe, I thought I knew who the starter was, but I guess not. It's undecided right now. Cardinals rolling out Sonny Gray. For me, it's the Cardinals on the money line. It's juicy, -170. Obviously, pair it with something else. But I just think Sonny Gray dominates this Pirates lineup. Their K percent is way up. They're not hitting. This is a spot where Sonny's sweeper is going to just do pretty much whatever it wants. So look for him to rack up Ks. Look for Sonny to pitch well, especially at home. He's been better at home all season. Better at home throughout his career. This is a really easy one for me, in my opinion. Cardinals on the money line. They get this one done.
Wait, before we get back to the picks, I wanted to thank you all for watching. Friends don't let friends watch videos without hitting the like button. So go ahead and press the thumbs up button and like the video. If you're new here and not subscribed, you should go ahead and do so because we're dropping new content each and every day on the Gold Boys Network. We strive to cover every sport and give out picks and analysis and valuable information for free on the Gold Boys Network. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell so you can get notified when we drop something new. I'm Brad Thomas. Let's get back to the picks.
Our next one, the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Texas Rangers. Bowden Francis versus Cody Bradford. How do you not go back to Toronto here with Bowden Francis, who continues to just be lights out? That's where I'm going. Toronto on my line. You get a Texas team who we talked about yesterday, talked about the day before, just super inconsistent. And Bowden Francis has been probably the best starter in baseball over the last month and a half. This guy just continues to go out and deal, doesn't give up runs, doesn't even give up hits. So he's taken 2 no-hitters into the 9th, I believe, in the last month. The guy's been unreal. So give me the Blue Jays here. I think Bowden pitches well once again against the Texas team who he can be aggressive against and work within the zone, which is what he wants to do. He'll be able to do just that here. So Blue Jays on the money line. Our last one on the slate, the New York Yankees taking on the Seattle Mariners. Nestor Cortez versus Bryce Miller. It's got to be Seattle here simply because we're getting Nestor on the road, and I can't help but fade that. We've talked about this probably 2-3 times. When he goes on the road, it's just a different guy. He can't pitch for some reason away from Yankee Stadium, and I expect that to be the case here once again. Bryce Miller is a guy who I love backing at home, kind of similar to Nestor where he's just better at home. I think Bryce Miller deals here. You're getting the Mariners at plus money at home. For me, there's a ton of value there, especially against Nestor, who has the track record he does pitching away from Yankee Stadium. So I will take a stab at the Mariners at plus money at home. That does conclude the slate, though. If you guys do me a favor, drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know what you guys are playing. Before we hop off here, though, I'll give you my 3 best bets. So number 1, Tigers first 5 on the money line. Number 2, we're going to go with the over in the Rockies D-backs game. And number 3, we're going to go with the Phillies on the money line. As always, you can get all my official plays at goldboys.com. If you have a gambling problem, tell 100 Gambler. Thank you, guys.